Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today is just going to be me here. This vlog is going to be about my 1 year experience in Canada. A year ago I came in here. Whether it was worth it, whether I should go back, all that happened, whatever I learned. I'm going to talk about work. I'm going to talk about transport, health, a whole lot. It's a 1 year experience, so stick with me. My name is Michael. If you are new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber, yeah, so a year ago I landed here in Canada. Okay, so let me give you a little background. I didn't plan to come to Canada, it just came to meet me on the way. Because Sonia was here, I just wanted to be closer to her, and so we just applied and then it went through. So it's not like I wanted to travel, I already had my plans. My family is elsewhere, so I wanted to be with my family. So that was what I was waiting for until Canada came to meet me along the way. And so, yeah, a year ago, I joined her here. It was a beautiful experience. We being away for 3 years and meeting for the first time was an amazing. And so, yeah, I landed in Edmonton. She's in Cold Lake, so I had no option than to join her in Cold Lake.
Where did you come from?
Ghana, obviously. I flew from Ghana to Edmonton and then joined you here in Cold Lake. So in the first week when I arrived, she really helped me settled in. We did the SIN registration. Yes, we did the SIN registration. They asked for my work permit. They needed that to do the SIN registration. So when I got the SIN, I was able to get my ID at the registry, and we did that. And when I got the ID, I used the ID to open a bank account, and I was still settling in. And so that first week was getting things done, opening an account, doing SIN registration. So yeah, that was the basic thing I did during my first week. As far as I remember, we were just touring. She was just showing me around. I was new. Things were new to me. It was beautiful. And so, yeah.
What was your impression when you landed you've landed abroad? This is abroad. What was your impression?
Yeah. It was. So many things were going through my mind. You've not really seen something, and then you see it in movies, but then you are seeing it in reality. I mean, it was. I don't know how to describe it. It was something else. The road, cars were all over. Even they crashed, but it was beautiful. I mean, the gas system, the people, the culture, high buildings. It was too much to process. I just laid in the car, enjoyed the ride, and we all came home. I mean, it was beautiful.
So after getting those documents, what was your next move?
Okay, so my plan or my main aim for coming to Canada was to be with Sonia and make life easy for her, because over the years I've seen her struggling, doing 4 jobs, just to pay fees and all that. So she did almost all the job. I just had to come and join her here. And so when I was coming, my aim was to make life easier for her. And so quickly, when I got all those documents in place, the next thing I started doing was to look for jobs. To give you a little background, I did an accounting. I have a degree in accounting back home. I was an account officer back home. So coming here, I knew straight away I want to land an office job there and there. So I started looking for odd jobs, cleaning, retail, cashier, those jobs that, it's ready. You can just start today or tomorrow, and then you can apply and they will call you, because the office work, it takes time. You apply, it goes through process before they call you. And coming from Ghana, I know I had no Canadian experience there, so it's going to take time. So I didn't want to just be home, I just wanted to start doing something there and there right away. So I looked for these jobs. I applied. I got called the next day. When can you start work? And then I started working. So whilst I was doing these minimum jobs, I was still applying for the office job because that was where I wanted to pursue my career. So I did this minimum job. Well, I worked in a retail shop as a cashier. So that was what I was doing for the first month when I got here. So while I was doing that, in order to not to just be home, I still got paid for doing that, but then I was still looking for my desired or office job. And so I think I did the retail job for like 2 months, and then I got called for an office job, a tax firm. They called me. I got a job as an account officer. I started doing that one. So that one became my full-time job, and then I was doing the retail as a cashier on the part-time. So I was doing that on the weekends, and then I was doing the office job from Monday to Friday on the weekdays. Yeah.
Okay. So how long did it take you to get how long did it take you to land a job, or what would be your advice for someone trying to come here, what they should have in mind in terms of looking for jobs?
It depends. So it depends on you. If you are somebody like me who wants to lower your pride to do jobs just to get money, get paid, because like I said, I knew coming here with my background as an accountant, I wasn't going to land an office job there and there. It was going to take time. So then I look at these minimum wage jobs where I did it. I mean, there's no shy in it. You just want to pay bills, Like I said, my main aim coming here was to support Sonia. So anything that I would do to support her was my goal. Yes, it depends on where you are. Canada is very big. It depends on where you are, and especially we are in a remote area. It's easier getting jobs than being in the city. Because I have friends who are in Toronto, they are still looking for jobs. But here in where we are, which is very remote, there are jobs, So it depends on where you are, and then it also depends on you, the person. If you are willing to come down to whatever level you want to make money, you'll get jobs. But if you want an office job, if you want to come in here and get office job there and there, it doesn't work like that. It takes time. Though you get one, but it takes time. It takes time. And all this time that is taking, remember you have bills to pay. So it's up to you. Everybody and their luck. Some people come and they get their office job right away. Some people too come, it takes a while. Like me, it took a month or two before I got my office job. So it depends on you. I can't talk for others. I can only talk for my experience. I got a job, an office job in 2 months, but I did these all jobs. And even when I got the office job, I didn't lose my minimum wage job. I still did it over the weekend. And so it was a win-win situation for me. So it depends on whoever you are, your personality, your esteem in life. So yeah.
Okay. So what is working in Canada? How does it? I don't even know the question to ask. Okay.
You mean how is it like working here?
Yes.
It's so if you are somebody who is lazy, you can come to Canada. I will tell you, Canada, you have to wake up. Like, I'll give you an example. So my minimum job, that is the cashier at the retail shop. There's a what is the name? You have to be there on time to clock in. So if you miss the clock out, you're not going to get paid. So you have to get up early, do whatever you have to do, meet the bus, get there on time and clock in. So if you are lazy, you can't come to Canada. I don't know how to explain it, but if you are lazy, Canada is not for you. I'm sorry. Because remember,
you need to hustle.
Remember, there are 3 seasons. There's winter, there's fall, and then there's summer. Especially in the winter, it's cold. you are sleeping in the morning, that you are enjoying your beautiful sleep, all of a sudden the alarm wake you up, you have to be on your feet, rush to work. And in my case, well, like I said, my aim was to help Sonia, so I did it. I really didn't mind. Because we are two, every morning we'll wake up and we'll go to work, so the motivation was there. Assuming if I was alone, maybe I would have been lazy, but it's not like Ghana where you can be in traffic for 2 hours, go get to job and give your boss an excuse. Oh, I was in traffic, this and that. Here, doesn't work like that. You don't have reasons to lie, just because if you don't come, they will call somebody else. So you have to be there. And people are looking for jobs, and so once you get the slot, you need to make sure you utilize it. And also good impression on you. So once you're able to come early, they look at your behavior and then they study you, and if there's any position, they can really recommend you based on how motivated you are towards work and all that. So yeah, it's not easy. I'll tell you, it's not easy. But then once you come, with time, you'll be able to familiarize yourself with the system and catch up.
Okay, let's talk about weather. How was adjusting from from Ghana weather to Canada weather? You came in the fall. I
came in the fall, so it wasn't really cold. It was, I was even complaining. So you keep saying Canada is cold, but this is not cold. I didn't know fall wasn't that cold until winter came, man. We are in Cold Lake. I mean, the name alone, Cold Lake. So you can imagine, it can go all the way to -40. There was a time I couldn't even feel my ears. It gets really cold. Everybody was telling me, especially when I came in fresh, everybody was warning me, you should be ready for the weather, you should be ready for that, I even got scared. I brought a whole jacket from Ghana. They told me it won't work. I need to get some here, It can get really cold. It gets really cold, but I mean, it's part of life, it's part of the system, so you have no choice. You just have to get the right gears, you have to get your gloves, get your boots, get your jackets, your sweaters. I think with the right gear, I was able to survive. And if I've been able to do it, you can do it. I mean, it's cold. Yes, it's cold, but what it is, it's just cold. It's just that it gets extremely cold, but what can you do? It's cold.
Explain that -40.
I don't know the right word to explain that. It's -40. I mean, -4 cries how much, and then -40. I don't know what to say. You just have to be ready for that, because it's real. I mean, well, it's because we are in Cold Lake. Other provinces and other cities, they have a different degree rates, but where we are, it's serious. So, but hey, I did it. I lived through it. I got my gears, got the right gloves and all that. I made it. So you can also do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about moving from one place to another, especially in the winter.
Okay. So once again, I told you my aim coming here was to make Sonia happy, make life easier for her. And so I realized it's moving around. You need to catch the bus. The bus has its schedule. You need to wake up, go and stand there, wait for the bus, because when you miss the bus, it comes after an hour or two before you can get to work. And then if you miss it, you have other options to call Uber or taxis, but they charge a lot. And so I realized, well, what could be the best way? So we thought about it, and then we got a small car. I'll show it to you, as you can see on your screen. We got a car, and so it was easy for us to move around. It made winter very easier for us, because we didn't have to stress catching bus, calling for taxis and all that. We can sleep, and then because we know we have a ride, we just wake up and make sure we drive on time and get to work on time.
So you enjoyed driving in the winter?
Yeah, driving in the winter is crazy, because it's another experience to. The roads become slippery. When you apply brake, it doesn't stop. It keeps moving. So You know, with time you get used to, but it's something you have to be prepared for. I mean, it's scary. Sometimes when you apply the brake, it doesn't stop. It keeps going, so you feel like it's going to crash into other cars. And during the winter, there are so many accidents. So when you are not careful, you might easily hit or run into someone. So it's really dangerous. But I mean, it's what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. It's once you are here, you've made up your mind you are going to stay here. It comes with it. You just have to adjust. You just have to drive slow. And driving in the winter is different from driving in summer. So you should be prepared for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for driving, you need the driver's license. Can you tell us that process, how it is like for you?
Yeah. So I came in with my international driver's license from Ghana. So I was allowed to drive for 90 days. After that 90 days, I need to go get a license from the registry. And because I was already driving in Ghana, I didn't have to wait for 1 year, because here the system is made in such that you have to apply for your class 7, which is the book. You do a PC.
That's a learner's.
Okay, that's a learner's. You do a test on the PC, 25 questions. Is it 25 questions? You have to get, I think it's 30 questions. You have to get 25 out of the 30. And it's time bound. So if the time is ticking, you have to, man, I did that test like 4 times.
How much did you spend on?
$17 for each
$17
for each test. I failed 4 times. That is just learning the road signs.
Did you not read the book?
I didn't know there was a book. I was just on the internet reading, on YouTube reading, searching, do my own research. I didn't know there was a book that I needed to read for Alberta province. And I was reading the whole thing, driver's thing, and I was doing this test and I wasn't passing. So I almost gave up. I remember one morning I went to drop Sonia at work. And I said, well, let me just try it, because it becomes part of you. You do it and you'll be failing. So, even going there, you're going to fail. so I said, well, let me just do it and see. Well, I just put some money aside. So I just want to spend this money on this test. Good for me. That day, I passed. I don't know how I passed, but I managed to pass. And so I got my class 7. That one I can't even drive alone. Sonia has to be beside me in the at the front. So even that I can't drive alone. So I got my class 7. And then with the class 7, I was initial. When you get your class 7, you are supposed to drive for 1 year, and even that somebody has to be beside you at the driver's seat. So because I already was driving back home, the law allows me to move further, bypassing that whole 1 year law that you have to drive for 1 year. So I bypassed waiting that wait line for 1 year, and then I went to apply for my class 5. The class 5 driver's license is the one that you have what's the name they call them? A tutor beside you. You go behind the wheel. You will check
the road test.
The road test. So that one too, I did it like, is it 3 times?
How much did you spend on that one?
$105 for each.
And you failed 3 times.
I failed 3 times. The first one, the woman said I was speeding. The second one, she said I was too slow. I'm like, hey, if I'm speeding, I say I'm failing. If I'm slowing too, I'm failing. So what should I do now? I mean, it was really hectic. So yeah, the 3rd time I told the woman, look, I've done all that I could do. I don't know what else to do again. The woman said, well, you have to still, do your best, because she knows how it is. You don't pass there and there. It takes time, and especially because I'm coming from an African country, I still have a lot to learn. And so, I was trying to vibe her that day, but still I didn't pass. She still failed me, But I think on the 3rd time or 4th time, So then I was in Ghana. That one too, I don't know how it works. I said, let me try. That one too, I was also trying. So let me try this one too. And fortunately for me, that day I passed. And so I got my class 5.
What did you do different this time to get the license?
I don't know. I think
You
it
paid
was
attention to all
the
your
routes.
mistakes.
The routes
Was the same.
You know, they have a route that you have to drive past. There's school zone, there's the main road, there's the speed limit, there's the blind spot. You need to, when you are driving, you'll be turning, like your head is. I don't know what's wrong with this. When you want to be turning, like something is wrong with you, you know. So I've mastered the road. So when I was going for the 4th time, and unfortunate for me, that woman didn't use that road. She used a different road. But that road rather was much easier than those previous road that I was testing on. So we even drove past your office, you know, go through the school. It was, I don't know, maybe because I explained to her this is my 3rd time or something, or 4th time. Maybe that's why she passed me. I don't know, because I didn't do anything different.
Mistakes. So you were still speeding.
It wasn't speeding, but you know there are speed limits.
Yes.
When you are, you know, back when you are driving, you just drive. You don't mind. You are just driving. When police see you, I mean, take one gun and say, just go there. But here it's not the same. Here there are speed limits. There are zones where it's a school playground, so you have to go below 40 or so. And then there are speed limits on the road. There are 50, there are 60, there are 80, there are 100, there are 110. You need to your speedometer, or yes, it has to be within that. If it's more, police will stop you. If it's less, police will stop you. I mean, it's a whole wahala. So yeah, it wasn't easy, but yeah, I lived through it.
So your advice for someone who is new here and then wants to get license, they should prepare to invest in it.
Well,
like
it
money.
depends. It depends on. I know people pass on the first time.
Like me.
Yours is different. Yours, I don't know who with that old man who passed your first time. Anybody and their luck, or maybe I wouldn't say it's racist, but I mean, I admit I didn't do. There are certain things that were new to me, like blind spot. You have to be checking all the time when you're turning. You know, when you're driving, there are speed limits I wasn't observing. You know, you are new. You are still adjusting. So certain things will beat you until with time you get used to it. Even as at now I'm talking to you, I still make errors on the road. There are times I overspeed. You know the number of tickets I've paid since I got into Canada? Almost 1,000 plus. Tickets. Police will stop you here. You are overspeeding. You have to pay a ticket. If I'm slow to don't stop you, you are slow. You have to pay a ticket. And so it's with time you just have to, you know, I don't know, but it's the reality on the ground. It's how the system is. And so those are those moments. But I mean, it's worth it. So yeah, I was able to get the class 5, and for the class 5 you can drive on your own. You don't need anybody sitting beside you. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, nice. So after you got your license, well, you already talked about the car. So for somebody, and obviously, and someone coming to Canada, or you know, how long do you think the person can wait to get a car? Do you think getting a car is important, like it's a necessity, or should they use the bus? Like if you're new here, would you advise that, oh, you should get a car, or you should?
Well,
In terms of transportation, like how good is the transport system?
Well, transportation, like I said, the bus is free. Well, in Cold Lake it's free. I'm sure in the cities you have to pay
Tickets.
So in Cold Lake here where we are is free. So, but the only challenge is you have to wake up. Let's say the bus get there at 8. That means you have to wake up, do whatever you have to do before 7. In that 7:30 period to 7:40, you have to be at the bus station waiting for the bus. And mind you, if it's snowing, you'll be inside the snow. And then also, if you don't want to use the bus, you can also use the cab, which is also not cheap. You have to pay. And so
It depends on where you stay.
it depends on where you stay, and it depends also on where you're going. I think it's I won't sit here and say if you use the bus is wrong or if you get a car is wrong. It depends on you, whatever works for you. What worked for us was we getting our own car, because we know we have a lot of friends. Like Sonia, there are times I have to drop her at work. There are times she has to drop me at work. There are times, buses don't work. At that time, you have to go to work. Even on Sundays, the bus don't work. Even here in Cold Lake, you have to use the bus. And so it depends on you. I think, in my view, if you get your own car, it's easier to move around. I mean, you can just wake up, go to the groceries. You can just wake up, go to the bar. You can just wake up, go to the beach. But if you don't have a car, you have to use the bus. I mean, it's a whole lot. So if you have your own car, I think is the best. But mind you, you can't have your own car and then not be working, because you need to buy gas. You need to pay insurance. You need to pay license plates or registration for the car. So, and it also comes with its costs. So it depends on you. Whatever works for you. I think getting a car helped us, because where we are, getting to the city is 3 hours drive. There are no buses that comes and go like in Ghana, where they are trotro going there up and down. There are no buses like that.
Yeah, there's a bus.
Well, there's a bus, but
not
it's
as
just
frequent.
once a week or twice a week that it goes. And if you want to, let's say this weekend I want to go to Edmonton, and there are no bus. The bus work at Monday and Thursday. I don't have any option. I have to wait till that Monday and Thursday. And that same Monday and Thursday, maybe I have work. So you see, so it's better having your own car. In my view, I think is the best. But mind you, you have to pay insurance and all those stuff. And it all comes with costs. So you have to also be hardworking. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Let's talk about cultural shock.
Oh.
When you came, what was the things you saw or heard that was like, or felt that was like a shock to you?
Okay, so because I worked in the retail as a cashier, I check people out. Like when they buy their stuff, I check them out. And so there was a time this guy came with another guy. They were shopping. They had come to my till. I had to check them out. All of a sudden, they started kissing each other. I'm just looking at them like, what is going on?
It was your first time seeing something like that.
I couldn't believe what I'm seeing, It was really so much to process. And there are some people it's hard to identify the agendas, because you can't tell if they are male or female, These things, we see them on TV, but when you come, you see them real, but you think it's, Yeah, those were the things that shocked me most. But same-sex relationship, people will come with their girlfriends, kissing each other, Yeah, so those were the things that shocked me most, yeah.
Okay. Just the gender and
so
relationship, out the weather didn't shock you.
Ahead of the weather, so I was prepared, but I didn't know it was going to be that cold. It wasn't really a shock. Shock
can be positive or negative. So what was the positive things?
Positive things, positive shock.
Yes.
Hey, how much question to is that? Positive shock.
Like the way, like they will open the door for you.
Oh, positive shock. Like, those, I don't know. I don't call
like
them
their
shocks.
gestures.
It's culture. Culture
yeah.
here. So the culture here, when you are entering somewhere, people will open the door for you, Those things, I mean, even in Ghana, we see them, but it's not often as here. And then the only time I heard a white man arguing was because somebody didn't open the door for him or her. That was the only time I heard a white man arguing. Apart from that, they are really nice. They are nice people. They accept you for who you are. They don't discriminate. And one thing I've also realized about here, nobody cares about you. You can be driving the Porsche, you can drive the most expensive car in the world, nobody cares. I remember when I got the car, I went to work, I want everybody to know that, hey, I'm going to have a car now. Bro, nobody even looked at me. Like, you know, the things that we cherish so much back home, it's basic here. I mean, like iPhone crowd here, I don't even want to talk about it. You could see a toddler having an iPhone. So yeah, basic things. Nobody cares about. You can wear the most expensive clothes. Nobody cares about it. When you go to work, look at my hair. I go to work with this hair. Sometimes I even wear earrings. Nobody cares. They care about your delivery, you know. So those were the cultural shock. It makes you live the life you want to live. You can dress anyhow to work. You are not official. You don't have to wear tie, jeans, and trouser, and you know, suit and all that. You can just wear singlet and go to work. Nobody cares. It's how you deliver. You know, I remember I went for an interview one day for an office job, and then this man who was interviewing me had 2 earrings, one bigger boy here. Hey! And one ring nose here. I'm like, so even when I saw him, I felt relaxed because it wasn't going to be that formal interview, you know. I mean, they live freely, you know. That's one thing I like about being in Canada. I mean, nobody will judge you for whoever you are or whoever you are dating. You just live your life so long as you are not breaking any law. You are good to go. So yeah, those were my cultural shocks, positive or negative. Yeah.
Okay. 3 things you tell somebody to prepare before they come if they are coming here. 3 main things that like they should know, or it can be more than 3. I don't know. That they should be prepared before they come. Like be prepared, or something that you wish you had known. Okay. Like just advice, basically, just for them to prepare before they come, if they are coming. Okay.
So I think the first one would be weather. I don't know which part of Canada you'll be going to, but do your research and know how cold it gets over there. I didn't know Cold Lake it gets to negative 40. Man, sometimes you can't even feel your ears. This thing we are talking is no joke. I wish one day you can experience it. It's no joke. So you need to prepare for the weather. I mean, I remember I brought jackets from Ghana, but it didn't hold the weather here. I needed to get some here. So don't also spend so much trying to buy jackets from Ghana. What I mean by jacket is, what is it? The winter jackets. Don't spend so much getting them back home. Rather come here and come and get the quality ones, because you can spend as much as maybe 200 or 400 on a jacket, but it can take you through the weather. You know, or like buying so many from Ghana or Africa and coming in, you know, it won't stand the weather because you still feel cold. So that's one, be prepared for the weather. So the second one will be, if you are coming here to look for a boyfriend or a girlfriend, sister, my brother, it's always best you have somebody here, or you have somebody back home, or you bring them. Because what I've realized here is that the people here, they are not so much serious about relationships. They call it flings. They can just meet you on a dating app. They can just meet you. You talk to them. If they agree, you can go, you have fun, and that's it. And it's there. Nobody's looking for a very serious relationship. So if you are coming here as a single person, being a lady or a guy, be prepared to be single for a longer time. Unless maybe you have somebody back home that you will bring sometime, maybe later in the future. But yeah, you won't find anybody serious here. That doesn't mean there are not serious people here. There are serious people here, but the tendency of finding a serious relationship is very low. And so that's one. Yes, special. I will say abort mission. Abort mission. Abort mission, my dear. So you always have to make sure you have someone before you come here. So that's 2. The third one. What will be the third one? So the third one will be you have to, if you are a lazy person, don't come to Canada. Don't come to Canada. Abort mission. Abort mission. If you are really lazy, thinking you can sleep 24 hours, abort mission. Because look at this. You have to rent a place. So that's one bill. You have to get a line. That's another bill. If you have to pay for cable, maybe internet at home, that's another bill. So let's say you are somebody that you don't want so much bills in your life. You can't do without rent. You can't do without internet in Canada. You can't do without phone bills. So just these three alone are bills. You need to pay them every month. And so you have to work and make sure you have income every month to pay off these three bills. I'm giving you just three. There are more.
What about utilities?
Oh, see, I even forgot utilities. Of course, there's lights. So it even brings up to 4. So you have to pay these 4. These 4 you can't do without them. So you have to work. So if you are somebody who's lazy, my brother, abort mission. Yeah, so those are the 3 things. Because Canada is full of bills. If you get a car, you pay for insurance.
So there are no trees that money is on it.
Who told you there are trees that have money on it? Like, I'm here, I'm sitting here, like, I'm not the tree plugging money, you know. There are no trees yet. I don't know where we got that mentality from, but yes, there are jobs here that when you get them, you can make good money. There are jobs you can do 2 or 3 jobs depending on your schedule. And so, yeah, I won't lie to you. There are jobs once you set yourself out there to look for jobs, you find them, you'll be paid. So you make good money. But you also have to be hardworking. You don't have to be a lazy person. So it's not like it's all rosy, like you just be home and the government will pay you. No, there's nothing like that.
So the money you make, is it like enough to pay all the bills and also save and send some back home? Is it enough, like for one job, or you have to do 2 or 3?
It depends on you, the person, your situation in life, where you are in Canada, and the job you are doing. If you are doing a minimum wage job, which pays you, let's say in Alberta, the minimum wage is 15. So if you are doing 15 by
8 hours.
8 hours, you are getting how much? That's maybe 100 and something. Okay, so that 100 and something, if you multiply by the 5 days, let's say you are earning 500 a week, roughly 500 a week. So in 2 weeks, you are earning 1,000. Assume you are just doing this as an example. You are earning 1,000 every 2 weeks. So in a month, you earn 2,000. So if you are earning 2,000, that's for a minimum wage kind of job, and then your rent alone is 500, which.
Please, we want the truth. The rent is now 500.
Well, it depends. If you get a single room, a basement, some do take 800, some do take 700.
You get 800 from above 800, above 800. I don't think
so. Your rent alone is taking 800. So you are left with 1,002 from that 2,000 you make every month.
You didn't even deduct the tax.
Oh my God! So that 2,000 is before tax. So now the government will tax you. So you will be ending up around maybe 1,007 after tax. Okay, so you have 1,007. Now that 1,007 you have to pay rent. Let's say rent is 700. You are left with 1,000. 1,000 you have to pay your phone bill. Maybe $50. You are left with $950. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that $950 you have to pay. You have to buy groceries. Maybe 100, so $850 left. What again do you have to pay? Utilities, maybe another 50, so you have 800 left. So you can maybe save 800.
Did you pay you bought the phone plan? You bought internet already?
Mm-hmm.
And you bought
that's if you're alone, if you are somebody who doesn't eat out that much, if you don't spend so much on clothing, you know.
The groceries, the $100 for 1 month or 1 week.
It's up to you how you manage it.
You eat for 2 days.
Yeah, but then also you can also do 2 jobs and get an extra income. So it's all up to you, however you want to play it. Because so long as there are opportunities out there, you just need to go after them. So yeah, it's much better than back home. I mean, and they pay you bi-weekly. So yeah. So in conclusion, yeah, it's worth it. It's worth coming here so long as you are not lazy and you want to work. It's worth coming here. I mean, you can save over time. You can save. That if you are somebody that does not spend much, you can save. It's much better than back home, where back home I was earning. If I convert my local pay into Canadian dollars, it's like $200. But here I can make that money in just a day. So it's worth it. I mean, whichever way you play it around, it's worth it. I mean, in just 1 year, we've got a car. I've switched jobs, changed jobs like 3 times. What else? I have good access to road. I have free healthcare. Sonia used the Canadian healthcare more than me. She enjoys it more than me because women and their system. So she always goes to the hospital and it's free. I'm yet to use it, but I know it's free healthcare. And the basic necessity in life is free. I said it's free, sorry. It's worth it. It's worth coming here than back home. So yeah, my advice is, if you ever do have an intention of coming here, I would advise you to come. I mean, so long as you are coming as a student, you are coming as a worker, it will pay off in the end. And then this is it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. We'll be here once again with a new vlog soon. Until then, stay safe, stay tuned, and yeah, see ya. Bye.